Two of my friends live in a van. That's Allison being silly. Dustin and me are in the van, stripping it. It's the first order of business. Went by pretty easy. They had the great idea of using cardboard to first measure out the interior area of the van, which helped a lot. The whole van only needed 2 pieces of plywood, which is what I'm cutting out here with the jigsaw. The cardboard was actually a really good idea. I personally wanted to run and gun, but we took these pieces of plywood in and out of the van at least 20 times over the whole project. And I really don't want to imagine what it would have been like without the cardboard. These bolts were a hindrance at the time, so we decided just to drill some holes for them for the time being until they get their hands on an angle grinder. Here is Dustin and me cutting out the second piece of plywood and test fitting it. And here I am, in denial about the whole situation of it not fitting yet again. So very in denial.
I want to move. That thing just broke here.
Oh, the mallet broke. Oh my gosh.
I think only after one more try it fit. And you can see that mistake over by the wheel well, but that can be covered up. Everything's going to be layered with linoleum anyway.
Oh, close enough.
Hey.
Look at that. Oh, yeah.
They came back the next day with a bunch of supplies. Some 2x4s, insulation, and a SketchUp file. Never in all my days has anybody come to me with any sort of blueprint. It was a nice change of pace. Everybody thinks that being an artist, I can magically read their minds and deliver onto them exactly whatever they want. And because of their detailed measurements, we were able to fly through this project. By the way, if you are considering building something for your van, you might have an inclination that your van or your car or your truck is perfect. Out of the shop, it's made by special machines, or maybe it's CNC milled. But it's not. Every part of this van was totally different. Which surprised me. It had many characteristics of a man-made machine. One other thing that we had to consider while building this project was weight. More weight means less fuel mileage. So wherever possible, we used pocket screws and cut down any excess wood. If you notice, some parts of the bed are missing horizontal supports at the bottom. That's because Allison and Dustin wanted to be able to move their belongings freely from underneath the bed. They also wanted to be open to the potential of installing some sliding drawers. And there I am, being weird. Here is Dustin. He's cutting what will be the planks for the first 2 parts of their bed. Screwing the planks down, and it could use a bit of sanding. The 3 of us testing the stability, and it doesn't move at all.
Cody, it's a bed. It's a bed. Oh, this bed is so cool.
And of course, the comfort test needed to be approved by Cody. Yep, there they go. This was actually the last time I thought I would see Dustin, Allison, and Cody, but they came back the next day with some Baltic birch plywood, 3/4 of an inch, and this would actually make up the last third of their bed and also act as their table. A very interesting design they came up with to conserve space. Here I'm using something, you know that thing you learned in 3rd grade and your teacher laughed at you about, told you would never use it. I'm using it now to measure this curve, so no one bangs their hip on it, and it was also in the way of the door. Cutting that out with a jigsaw and a little bit of sanding produced the last third of their bed and their new table, which is the perfect little table for a drafting desk or whatever they need.
Your side is actually going first.
While all this was going on, Allison was inside the van insulating the walls, which I didn't think that would make that much of a difference, but wow, it was like walking into an almost air-conditioned room.
It wasn't even rigid foam, which is what's recommended.
It was just foam.
But it was a lot easier to fit into spaces without it.
It had the radiant barrier on it, and then
It's just easier to cut, I think, really.
The audio here was terrible, so let me explain how the bed works. The table falls into this notch right here,
Bippity boppity boop.
and the bed has some leeway over the wheel wells for when they install their plywood on the wheel wells and on the walls, and rests on a block of wood on the edge of the van. That is there temporarily and will be replaced by a shoe cubby in the future.
Welcome to our humble abode.
it's the road abode,
Yeah, it is the road abode.
not the humble abode.
Well, this is, I need your help.
Alright.
This is how the table
This is
works
the
right now.
unfinished table
I could eat all my food right here.
in a van.
Yeah.
Room for a fourth person. You can be right in the corner.
And then little person can sit back here and lean up against whatever.
So we'll have a, what do we call this, peg?
We'll
leg,
have an RV peg
Or
leg.
one single. Just
a bar, metal bar,
Something.
holding this
And
up.
a beautiful view.
Yeah. Actually, I do think this is like one of the coolest parts. You just
We
like,
just
hey.
can sit here and like
Yeah.
see beautiful.
And if you like.
And sip coffee. Ah, stop! This is how much space we had originally, and this is how much space we've gained.
Yeah.
That's a whole person. That's a whole Cody.
So it's like
The
an
whole
extra.
Cody.
It's like an
Yeah.
extra foot and a half, I think.
So what do you guys do?
Do in life?
Oh, we live in a van.
We don't do anything. We just live in a van down by the river,
Yeah. Under the bridge.
under the bridge.
Rock out with a van out.
Yeah.
So we live in a van, and we're the
We have a
rotabout.
dog. Yeah, we're the rotaboat.
We're the rotabout.
Okay, so I'm Dustin,
I'm Allison,
and we are the rotaboat,
and this is Cody.
and our dog Cody,
And
and we live in our van.
We live in our van,
It's currently under construction.
so we're not living in it right now. It's
Yeah.
too hot. We're gonna be on a road trip, and then we'll be living in it pretty soon.
Road
Yep.
trip to South Florida where it's hotter.
So, temporarily.
We're gonna work on
For work
construction
and fixing
in
the
the
van.
hottest place of America.
During the hottest
When-
time of year.
During the hottest
Yeah.
time of year, and then we will move forward and live in our van in colder weather.
If you want to see more of this wonderful, go-lucky, happy couple and their awesome dog, go on over to the Rotabode and subscribe, because they're about to go on one of the best adventures of their lives. And who knows, maybe they'll open up your mind to a new way of life. Anyway, if you want to subscribe to me, you can go up there and click that button.